Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Repel here, and we're bringing you a mono team Wi-Fi battle. And because we are doing a Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, I am going to include Incineroar in my mono dark type team. So I got the Sabeleye, Sharpedo, Incineroar, Umbreon, Tyranitar, and Mandibuzz. Coincidentally, my opponent also brought a steel type team, so it's gonna be dark versus steel. Speaking of dark, I do have a comment question today. What or who is your favorite dark type Pokemon? Leave it in the comment section right now. Do it. Do it right now before the video continues. I'm gonna go into nice Sabeleye now because honestly it's a good lead. He mostly have physical attackers, so I want to go for a Will-O-Wisp. He does bring out the Bisharp now, and I totally forgot that Prankster no longer works on dark type Pokemon in this generation. Slipped out of mine, he will go for the Aegislash, which looks really awesome in this generation, by the way. So many attacks look so badass. Anyway, I'm just gonna stay. No, I'm not gonna stay in because I'm, afraid of getting another hit from either like a Aegislash or something like that. Turns out he is a mixed attacker. That's really sweet. However, Incineroar takes it really well because Incineroar is really damn bulky, and not to mention, I do have an Assault Vest. I like to run an Assault Vest on my Incineroar. He goes into his only Steel type that is not weak to Fire Move, simply because Aggron is also a Rock type Pokemon. But let's just be honest, that still does way too much. And I obviously do have a counter for Rock Pokemon. Yeah, it's my Earthquake, and hopefully I can kill it. With some luck, I'm able to just finish it off, so that's pretty sweet. Off the bat, we already feint Aggron. Now my opponent does go into Metagross. Now usually Metagross do outspeed Incineroar, and he can probably hit me up with like a Hammer Arm or Earthquake or something like that. So I'm expecting an Earthquake. Go into my Mandibuzz, and not to mention my Mandibuzz is actually a physical wall. He stays in, which is super surprising because I do have Foul Play. It's not going to kill, but oh yeah, I get that crit. Without that crit, I think I do around like maybe 70 to 80%, but yeah, thanks to that crit, I'm able to just one-shot it, which is really freaking sweet. Now Bisharp is back. Now my Foul Plays will do less because Bisharp is also Dark type, but at the same time, I don't think his attacks would do that much. You know what? So I'm just like, oh, let's just see how well I can take his attacks. Surprisingly, I take it so well. Now if my opponent decides to go for a Swords Dance, that's even better for me, simply because Foul Play will be increased if he decides to go for more Swords Dance. Turns out he does have Poison Gel, which is also a move to counter fairies, but I don't get that poison. I could see why my opponent wants to stay in with his Bisharp now. I think he really wants to inflict that poison, because honestly, a poisoned Mandibuzz is going to, it's gonna suck. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna halt Mandibuzz's defensive capabilities. But I went for the Roost because I really thought maybe he'd just go into Ferrothorn, because to be honest, I think the only thing that can counter this Mandibuzz right now is his Ferrothorn. Because Ferrothorn can do like Leech Seed and Thunder Wave, and that would just fuck up Mandibuzz. But here we go, I'm going to go for my Foul Play once again, and one more Foul Play should kill this Bisharp. So my opponent needs to do two things here, okay? He needs to either switch out to preserve his Bisharp, or go for another Poison Jab like this and hope to get a poison before dying. And as a matter of fact, he does get that poison just right before I finish him off with the last Foul Play. So hey, that's pretty good, you know what? I gotta give him a thumbs up for that. Bisharp did his thing, Bisharp did his thing. He got me poisoned, which is gonna suck. It's not the end of the world, however, Mandibuzz just won't like that one bit. Sounds like the Lucario now. Now this Lucario could be Mega, could be physical, it could be special, I don't know. Turns out it is a special Lucario, or it could be a mixed Lucario. I've been seeing a lot of mixed Lucarios lately. I don't know why, it's just, I guess Lucario can learn so many good moves. I'm not sure why I haven't used a Lucario yet. I mean, Mega Lucario is just so damn awesome, I should use one. But I just haven't. I'm not really sure why. Lucario was like so awesome back in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I guess I just used Lucario too much back then. So he goes into his Dragon Pulse, but despite that, I'm actually not especially defensive. I still take it pretty well. That's just how amazing Mandibuzz is. not gonna lie. And like I said, foul plays won't do this too much either way, simply because Lucario is also a fighting type. But that doesn't really stop me. I'm just gonna keep going. Nothing stops Mandibuzz, my friend. Now he does reveal that he does have close combat, and actually does quite a lot. And with poison damage, that's kind of terrifying. But even so, thanks to that close combat, this Lucario's defense was now dropped one stage, so my foul play will actually do more. But as you can see, I'm still poisoned, and I actually do have Heal Bell on my Umbreon. And this whole battle, I wanted to bring out my Umbreon as soon as possible to heal up this poison. However, it's just not very wise to bring out Umbreon in front of a Lucario. And one more foul play will destroy this Lucario, so my opponent definitely needs to switch out here. And I think he's learned to preserve his Lucario. Honestly, Lucario does a lot of work, so I don't blame my opponent for switching out. Now he goes into Aegislash. I'm like, huh, okay. I really thought he was going to go in Ferrothorn, but hey, you know what? I'm fine with Aegislash too. Aegislash is a ghost type, and Aegislash will not appreciate a foul play. He is in his shield form, so let's just see how much my foul play can do to this shielded Aegislash. It still does around like 35%, like holy crap. And he will go into his blade form now and go for his attack, but like I said, I'm physically offensive. I'll eat up pretty much anything. So now my opponent can do two things here. He can just go for the obvious King Shield, or he can switch out into Ferrothorn. So I thought he would either do one of those, so I just went for the Roost. However, he actually still stays. I'm like, huh, that's very strange. Pretty sure Aegislash will not live a foul play in his blade form. But you know what? I can't read my opponent today. I'm not sure why. He's super unpredictable, but that is okay. So I thought, you know what? If he's gonna stay in, maybe he just wants to let his Aegislash die, right? Alright, that's fine. I'm happy to do that. Now he reveals to switch it out, so I'm like, okay, why couldn't you just make up your mind earlier? He goes into Ferrothorn now, and this is why I dreaded this Ferrothorn. Because number one, foul play isn't going to do that much, but more importantly, he's going to hurt me with Iron Barbs. Iron Barbs plus poison damage is not looking too well. I don't care if I have leftovers, like seriously. Thanks to Iron Barbs and poison, I'm, you know, like at half HP now, so I gotta go. Peace out. Switching out now, expecting, I don't know, anything. Any grass move or steel move, maybe even Leech Seed, I don't care. Got my Incineroar. He does go for Leech Seed. Lands it, so hey, round of applause for him for landing it. I can never land my Leech Seeds, I don't know why. But when I fight my opponents, they always do. Now, this Ferrothorn could have Protect, so he could stall me out a little bit, but to be honest, I don't really care. He switches out, but, you know, he doesn't have Aggron anymore, so something in his team is gonna die to this Flare Blitz. That's what you get for bringing a Mono Steel team. And I don't care if you're Blade form or Shield form, like, there's just no way you can live Incineroar's Flare Blitz. Incineroar is just so freaking badass. Now, my opponent sends out the Lucario. That's probably the smartest lead, simply because Lucario can still outspeed me and kick my ass. So I'm out of here, and I'm gonna go into Sabeleye, expecting close combat or, you know, anything. He does go for extreme speed, maybe expecting that was Choice Scarf, but, you know, my Incineroar is actually Assault Vested. And this Lucario is looking dangerously low in HP, so there's really no point for me to burn it. He does go for his Aura Sphere. It's a really fucking amazing animation, and I go for my Nightshade. Which, by the way, also looks super awesome in this generation too. Like, so many moves just look so much better in this whole generation. It's great, man. Grab a little bit lefties, and my opponent has one more Pokemon left. It is a Ferrothorn. Now, we did see that the Ferrothorn has Leech Seed. We don't really know what else he has, but I know for a fact he has Leech Seed, so I'm like, let's just go for a substitute, because, you know what, I can, right? And as a matter of fact, he did go for a Leech Seed, so I'm safe behind a sub, away from Leech Seed, so I'm thinking, hey, well, I might as well stay in and just burn it. But, of course, I miss. Sabeleye wasn't that lucky in this whole battle. I'm not really sure why. Yeah. to be honest. I'm just not a very lucky player. But that's okay, you don't need luck to fight all your battles, right? So I couldn't burn it, so his attack will probably destroy me here. Gonna switch out back into the MVP of this battle. My awesome Incineroar. He does go for that Leech Seed. Like I said, Incineroar does not give a fuck. Incineroar gives 0 fucks, I'm afraid. And this Ferrothorn, I don't care if you get max HP. You're not gonna appreciate a ×4 Flare Blades. Like, let's just be honest here, okay? I'm gonna melt this plant into fertilizer. And even with Iron Barbs and Recrawl, Incineroar is still looking strong. That is the sheer power of Incineroar. Thank you so much, Corvo. Viewers, if you guys do enjoy this battle, please remember to leave a like and make sure to answer the comment question today. Which Dark type Pokemon is your favorite? Have an awesome day, everyone.